Hi there, this is Lawrence Simon, a technical writer on the documentation team at cPanel. I'm here to show you how to work with DNS in cPanel. This tutorial assumes that the server you are on is authoritative for your domains. If you use a third-party DNS service, such as GoDaddy, or your hosting provider uses a separate portal to handle DNS, you'll need to use that interface instead of this one. If you're not sure, ask your system administrator or hosting provider. Also, improper changes to DNS records can break your website or email, so be careful. Let's go ahead and log into cPanel. Here we are in the cPanel home interface. Let's scroll down to the Domains section and click Simple Zone Editor. The Simple Zone Editor will appear. First, you need to select the domain that you want to edit. I'll select example.com. You can add an A record, add a CNAME record, or delete a user-defined record. Let's create a new A record. I'll call it blog. Now, when I go to the address text box, the interface automatically fills in the example.com and a trailing dot. This makes sure that the record is set up properly. If you type in blog.example.com, the system should be smart enough to just tack on the trailing dot. Anyway, let's fill in the address and then click Add an A record. A confirmation message will appear. The CNAME record works the same way, but CNAME records point to host names, not IP addresses. So here we'll point blog to example.com. No need for a trailing dot. Oops, we already created it, so it's already in use. Let's just change our example to blog2.example.com. Okay, a confirmation message appeared. Once we're done, we can look at the user-defined records list and delete any that we wish to delete. But we're fine for now. You can change the domain that you want to edit with that menu at the top of the interface. Let's change that to example.net. A new list will appear. We're done with the Simple Zone Editor for now. Click Home to return to the cPanel interface. Let's scroll down to the Domains section and click Advanced Zone Editor. Okay, first you're going to need to select the domain that you want to edit. I'll select example.com again. It's been good to us. This interface allows you to add records of type A, Quad A for IPv6 addresses, CNAME, service, and text. You can also set the TTL, or time to live, which is measured in seconds. If you scroll to the bottom of the interface, you'll see a list of all the records on the domain. Yeah, there's a lot of them. If you want to edit a record, click the appropriate Next link in that row. I'm going to increase the time to live for that blog record we made earlier. Make your changes and click Edit Record, or click Cancel to back away from the change. You can also delete records. Let's get rid of those blog A records we made earlier. Remember, improper changes to DNS records can break your website or email, so let's be careful. And done. If you break your DNS entries and you can't easily fix them, scroll up to the Reset Zone file and click the More link. Read that warning carefully. This may break any custom records that you had before you made any changes, so make sure that you know what you're doing. Then select the checkbox and click Reset Zone File. I think I'll just let my system administrator fix things. What about MX records? options. Well, let's click on Home and then scroll down to Email and click MX Entry. The MX Entry interface will appear. Okay, first you need to select the domain that you want to edit. I'm going to select example.com again. I hope the other domains don't feel bad or jealous that I'm not selecting them. Read that warning. Setting the wrong option here can break receiving mail on your server. If you are at all unsure about which option to select, contact your system administrator. The email ruling section allows you to set whether your domain uses a local mail exchanger, a backup mail exchanger, or a remote mail exchanger. Click the More links for an explanation of each role. Or you can select Automatically Detect Configuration for the system to determine the best routing that your system will use. Talk to your system administrator about the correct role to select. Okay, let's say that you need to add a new MX record for a higher priority so it acts as a backup to your main mail server. Just enter the priority, then the host name, and click Add New Record. There, the system added it, and there's a few warnings. To edit an MX record, click the appropriate edit link. Then, make your changes to the priority or destination text boxes. Edit or cancel to back away from the changes. If you want to remove an MX record, just click the appropriate Remove link in that row. Click the Delete button to confirm, and it's gone. Okay, one more place for DNS record management in cPanel. Click Home, and then it's scroll down to Email, and then click Authentication. The authentication interface will appear. This is where we can configure DKIM records and SPF records. What are those? Well, these are two tools that are useful to prevent incoming and outgoing spam. You can enable and disable DKIM and SPF, and also configure SPF with various settings. However, once again, changes here can block mail going in or out. I suggest you read up on DKIM and SPF before you touch anything here. If you're using your domain to send mail through a third-party service, that third-party service should be able to tell you which settings to add. Make the changes and click Update. For more information about cPanel, the hosting platform of choice, go to cPanel.com or follow us on Twitter. Thank you for watching.